Boring circle commands. The introduction of boring. Boring is a further positioning of cast or forge holes. Boring can enlarge the hole diameter, improve precision, reduce surface roughness, and correct the original hole axis misalignment. Boring can be divided into rough boring, semi-finish boring, and finish boring. First, let's learn the finish boring circle, command G176. The command format is G176, G, X, Y, Z, R, P, Q, F. At the hole bottom, G176 performs three actions: feed pause, spindle orientation stop, spindle directional stop, and tool offset in the reverse direction of the tool tip by the Q value, followed by rapid retraction to ensure the tool does not scratch the home surface. Here, XY specifies the home position, Z specifies the home depth, F specifies the feed rate, millimeter per minute. R specifies the distance from the initial plane to the R plane, P specifies the dwell time, ms, and Q specifies the offset value. The operational process is shown in the diagram. The boring tool quickly positions itself at the starting point of the boring circle, then quickly moves in the Z direction to the reference plane R, performs the boring operation, pause feed, stops, and spindle. Offsets the tool in the reverse direction of the tool tip by Q, and finally rapidly retracts the boring tool to the reference plane R or the initial plane. The second command we will learn is the boring circle command, G185. The second command we will learn is the boring circle command, G185. The command format is G185, G, X, Y, Z, R, F. Here, XY specifies the home position, Z specifies the hole depth, R specifies the distance from the initial plane to the R point, and F specifies the feed rate, millimeter per minute. G185 is mainly used for semi-finish boring. The operation process is shown in the diagram. The boring tool quickly positions itself at the starting point of the boring circle, then quickly moves in the Z direction to the reference plane R for boring, and finally retracts the boring tool at the feed rate to the reference plane R or the initial plane. The third command we will learn is the boring circle command, G186. The command format is G186, G, X, Y, Z, R, F. The difference between G186 and G185 is that, after reaching the hole bottom, the spindle stops and the tool rapidly retracts. The parameters have the same meaning as in G185. The operation process is shown in the diagram. The boring tool quickly positions itself at the starting point of the boring circle, then quickly moves in the Z direction to the reference plane R for boring, and finally, the spindle stops. The boring tool quickly retracts to the reference plane R or the initial plane, and the spindle retracts. The fourth command we will learn is the reverse boring circle command, G187. The command format is G187, G, X, Y, Z, R, Q, P, F. Here, XY specifies the hole position, Z specifies the hole depth, R specifies the distance from the initial plane to the R plane, Q specifies the offset value, P specifies the dwell time, ms, and F specifies the feed rate, millimeter per minute. The operation process is shown in the diagram. The boring tool quickly positions itself at the starting point of the boring circle, then the spindle oriented stop, OSS, is applied, and the tool offsets in the reverse direction of the tool tip by Q. The tool quickly moves to the hole bottom position. The tool tip offsets in the forward direction by Q to the machining position, and the spindle rotates forward. The tool feeds upward to the reference plane R, Z point. The spindle-oriented stop is applied again, and the tool offset in the reverse direction of the tool tip by Q. Finally, the boring tool quickly retracts the initial plane, offsetting the forward direction of the tool tip. The fifth command we will learn is Spindle Stop Boring Circle command, G188. The command format is G188, G, X, Y, Z, R, P, F. The G188 command causes the tool to delay after reaching the hold button. The spindle stops and the system enters a feed hold state. In this state, manual operations can be performed, but for safety, the tool should be retracted from the hold first. To resume machining, after manual operation, switch back to the memory mode, press the circle start button, and the tool will quickly return to the R point G99 or the initial point G98, and then the spindle rotates forward. P specifies the dwell time, ms, and the other parameters have the same meaning as in G185. This concludes the content of this lesson.